As the Aaron Rodgers saga continues, the Pittsburgh Steelers have been linked to him once again. A major signing is imminent in Pittsburgh as the Pittsburgh Steelers have connected with Aaron Rodgers and his camp. My name is Peyton Kleppe, and on today's episode of Steelers Digest, we'll be breaking down the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. Before we get into anything, just click that subscribe button down below. 91% of our current viewers are not currently subscribed. So if you could click that subscribe button, we're going to get you guys the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news, analysis, trade rumors, draft rumors, anything regarding the team. We will make a video on it daily. Let's get right into the news. We got a ton to talk about regarding the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. So Steelers sports writer Jerry Dulac has come out today and said that Aaron Rodgers is indeed at the Pittsburgh Steelers facility, and the indication that a deal with the team could be forthcoming has come out per his sources. So this is real crazy news for us Pittsburgh Steelers fans. The last couple weeks we have been dealing with the Aaron Rodgers saga and, whether or not he was going to be our next quarterback, whether it was going to be Mason Rudolph or if it was going to be Russell Wilson, because obviously Justin Fields is out of the picture. He's playing for the New York Jets. So Aaron Rodgers has been the name that has been linked to the Pittsburgh Steelers continually. And, Steeler Nation is really divided on this decision. There's half of Steelers Nation that really wants this guy in the black and gold. And, we'll take him in for his last couple twilight years as he looks to win us a Super Bowl. Maybe like Brady did in 2020 when he went to the Buccaneers. And they had, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. They had a great defense. And if Rodgers could come in here and play like Brady did in 2020, we got everything he needs. We got a good head coach. We got great receivers now. Great number 1 at 1A, 1B. We got a great running back room that's only going to improve in the draft with Jaylen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell. We got a growing offensive line. Great tight ends in Freiermuth and Darnell. We got a great defense led by guys like TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Joey Porter Jr., Minka Fitzpatrick, Deshaun Elliott. We got a ton of guys on defense. So, like I said, we got one side of Steeler Nation that would love to have Aaron Rodgers in the black and gold. And then we got a whole nother side of Steeler Nation that wants no part of Aaron Rodgers and thinks this guy is just a diva who's only going to just destroy our franchise and probably be the cherry on top to Tomlin's tenure in Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers has been a guy that there's a lot of baggage with him. When he comes to your team, he's going to be the guy calling the shots. He's going to tell you what he wants, and he's going to make his decision on his time because that's Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest football players that has ever played the game. Statistically, he's got one of the best touchdown to interception ratios in NFL history. Dude's got over 500 passing touchdowns and I believe under 200 interceptions. So, on paper, this guy is a winner. With the Packers, that guy, he had a ton of NFC championships. Obviously, he could never get past the NFC championship. He only went to one Super Bowl where he did beat our Pittsburgh Steelers in 2011. But he still is a champion and he's still a guy that can compete. Last year was probably his worst year in the NFL other than the year before where he tore his Achilles. But, statistically, he still had a pretty good season. He had 28 passing touchdowns and I believe around 11 or 12 picks. So the guy still had a great year. He is getting older. He is, I believe, around 41, 42 or 43. So he is a bit older, which does limit his athletic ability, which we did see with Russell Wilson, who is also a free agent at the moment. He's kind of waiting around to see who the Steelers sign because if Steelers do indeed sign Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson has already met with the Giants and will probably head up to New York if Aaron Rodgers comes and signs the black and gold, or vice versa. If Aaron Rodgers believes today that Pittsburgh Steelers are not his best opportunity to win or just not where he wants to go and he wants to go to New York to play, I don't know if that'd be the best opportunity for him, but we'd have Russell Wilson on speed dial calling him back saying, "Hey, we want you back." Like that ex-girlfriend that you don't really want, but she's a little easy. So, anyways, Aaron Rodgers is in Pittsburgh. Another report that has come out from Tom Pelissero is that no deal is done or imminent, but Rodgers spent time with coaches, and he's considering spending his next stint in the NFL with the Pittsburgh Steelers in his 21st season in his career. Aaron Rodgers, man, I would have thought this would be a real. I never thought this would be real. I never think the Pittsburgh Steelers would even have an opportunity to get him. I really don't know if he would be good for our team, but like I said, Brady did similar thing in 2020 where it was looking like the end of his career in New England. I'll always remember watching that last playoff game where Tom Brady throws the pick six to the Tennessee Titans as the Patriots lose in the playoffs, and that was his last snap as a Patriot before he went to Tampa Bay and won. And obviously, Rodgers tried to do the same thing going to the New York Jets, but as we know, New York Jets are a dumpster fire, and they continue to prove us right. So, nothing really happened in New York. I mean, he also tore his Achilles first year, which doesn't help. So, but if Rodgers really wanted to try something like Tom Brady did in 2020 and try to beat him and put a staple over him to believe that he's the best quarterback of all time, I mean, come to Pittsburgh. Like I said, we got two great wide receivers, a growing running back room. We got one of the best coaches of all time. We got a great defense led by Watt, and it's only getting better. I think in this draft, we're only going to get better. In that first round, we did meet with Jalen Milroe yesterday, so it remains to be seen who we will pick in the first round. I think this is also a big point that Steelers have to emphasize to Aaron Rodgers, that we are still looking for a backup or a guy that we want to develop as they take over Rodgers' spot in the next state of our franchise, and Rodgers actually did the same thing in Green Bay with Jordan Love. He taught him a lot, and obviously Jordan Love did learn a lot, and now he is the starter in Green Bay. So that is another thing you got to think about, where if we do bring a young guy, can he learn from Aaron Rodgers, and will Aaron Rodgers be willing to teach him? Obviously, we'll have Mason Rudolph in the QB room, who can tell our young rookie about getting knocked out and winning on Christmas. So it's going to be a great year next year. Whether we do get Aaron Rodgers or not remains to be seen. I still expect Steelers to address the offensive side in the first round, whether that is quarterback, receiver, or offensive line. I believe they will go there, or defensive line. Those are the really major needs this Steelers team has. We did sign another defensive lineman yesterday from the Jaguars, as well as bringing back James Pierre on a one-year deal. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are making some moves, and it looks like they may be bringing Aaron Rodgers in today, and hopefully they're going to lock him in and just give him that blank paycheck and say, hey, we won a Super Bowl. Can you do it? Can you pipe down and learn the Steeler way and just grow and build this franchise? Let's get it done. Let's get this deal done. Probably going to look like a 2-year deal. I don't know what the financials will be. I mean, there's a rumor earlier on this offseason that Rodgers wanted a 2-year, $90 million deal. That's a lot of money, and I don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers will be willing to give that to him because of a lot of other moves that will have to be made, especially next year. The Watt contract as well as the George Pickens contract. So we will see what the Pittsburgh Steelers do. If they do sign Aaron Rodgers, we will make another video updating you guys on that. That's all I have for you guys as of now. Keep your eyes and ears open. If you guys did not subscribe already, click that subscribe button down below. Thank you so much. This has been Steelers Digest. Peace out, boys.